Talk to me about being born and raised in Southern California. How did that make you, if you will?
Oh man, so I'm from Compton, California, and I always do say, Compton made me. There used to be a saying, don't nothing good come out of Compton, but it does. There's a lot of great things that have come out of Compton.
Amen. Amen.
I loved my upbringing. I grew up on a little ranch in Compton. I grew up around cowboys and horses and chickens and pigs, and people never believe me when I say this.
Yeah, because
But
you're like Compton.
I
There's cowboys, there's ranches, there's pigs, there's chickens. Where in Compton is what
yes.
people are saying.
Listen, grew up in Richland Farms. That's what it's called, Richland Farms. And I just had like a very, close knit family. We didn't have a lot, but what we had, we made work. It was always fun and an adventure. Growing up in the hood made you super creative, so it attributed to so much of my creativity as an adult.
When you because people think of Compton, I can just list a few people. I think of obviously that everyone talk about Serena and Venus. I think of DeMar DeRozan in sports. I think of
Mm-hmm.
think of rappers,
Mm-hmm.
different people. There's so many different people you can talk about, and the talent is beautiful and it's plentiful. But there is an unapologetic quality of just usness. Like your energy
Mm-hmm.
is like, give it what I'm doing. Like you want to, yeah, you could do what you're doing, but I'm doing what I'm doing. Where does that come from? That very much like I'm in my own zone, in my own lane. If you want to join, so be it. If not, I'll talk to you whenever.
Oh man. Where does that come from? I think it comes from I think it was born out of necessity. Being a plus size black woman and venturing into a business that doesn't necessarily love you or isn't really rooting for you, I think all of that is born out of necessity. It was very necessary for me to not really care too much about what other people said that I should be doing and really just marching to the beat of my own drummer, being focused on whatever target it is that I wanted to hit, and either gonna get on board or you're gonna watch this train go by. And that's just it.
Well, let's talk about that because that makes a lot of sense. In the world of acting and entertainment, there is not even an unspoken, there is a desire for you to look and present a certain way. But
Mm.
but you didn't care. You had a talent that you wanted to share with the world. Do you ever and have you ever been insecure about who you are and what you look like and how you live and move?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I still deal with insecurities now. I'm not unaffected. I'm not stoned. It's just I feel like as I've gotten older, I've started to understand that there is no destination when it comes to mental health. It's always going to be a journey the rest of my life, and it's going to ebb and flow, and I'm going to have my ups and downs. Even talking to my therapist today, I've been on a high from my movie coming out, and she was like, I just wanted to even talk to you about, it's going to come down eventually, and that's okay. Just so you know, like, let's not preparing for gloom and doom, but just knowing that every single emotion is uh temporary. And so I have my insecurities like everyone else, and I have um, fallen into wanting to fit in just like everyone else has. And, Hollywood will definitely do that to you, but it's always the individuals that stick out. So,
Amen to that. And that's a word. You
mm.
are giving a word to young girls. How do you feel, whether reluctantly or willingly, knowing that you are a role model for what you look like and how you move?
Oh, sometimes it's too much.
Why is it too
sometimes, it's a,
much?
sometimes it's a little too much. Um, because obviously you don't really necessarily sign on, but you do have the understanding that that is something that kind of comes with it, right? And you can choose to take on that responsibility, or you can choose to really fight against it. And I don't think either choice is wrong. But for me, I do count it a blessing to have young girls come up to me and like, oh, I got into acting because of you, or I'm singing now, because of you. I did my first open mic because of you. I did my first audition. I went out for this because you did it. I have 3 young women that I mentor just personally, and it's it's weird even saying that, but it brings me some kind of it brings me it lets me know that everything that I've been through in this business was for a reason, honestly, to be able to pour into them.
When you say everything you've been through, I'm like, gosh, you're so young, God. But you started young. So when did you realize that this voice of yours was going to take you to American Idol? I'm like, how old is she? She 2, she 5, she 10. How? When did you decide that, or when did you know that you had this voice that was going to take you to American Idol? And by the way, that that's a lot of um confidence to say that I want to try out,
Mm.
that I want to go to this platform
Yeah,
that's created so many stars, and no matter what happens, I'm going to get in there and sing my heart out. How did that all come about?
yeah. Well, American Idol was like a last minute thing. I really, really wanted to go. I begged my mom. I was like, to drive me down there. So my mom and my dad and my sister drove me down to the San Francisco audition from Los Angeles. It was such a nightmare
Oh,
drive. Standing outside for hours and hours at
oh
a
my
chance to
god.
just, get to a producer call. Um, uh, and never, not making it through. Like, I was really devastated when I didn't get a yes. I was really devastated, it ended up kind of being like really sweet because I ended up working for Fox anyway. Except now I was getting paid to sing, which was much better
Yeah.
than going on American Idol and singing for free.
Hi, why you playing? We'll get to that in a second, though. That's fine. Go ahead and deny me for free. I'm about to get paid. Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
it just goes to show you that everything happens for a reason. And it's so funny because people think that I'm a lot younger than I actually am. But I'm 36.
What? Sacrilegious. Let me check the research.
I'm gonna be 36 in 2 weeks.
Are you kidding me right now?
I know. I know.
Black
I
don't
hate it. I
crack.
look like a child. I can't
You
stand it.
black don't crack. Okay,
It absolutely doesn't.
so you get the rejection, and you,
Hmm.
which is still young, but you get the rejection and you're like,
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
God,
devastated.
Chewy.
Hey, Chewy, I
Sorry.
got one too. I got a little Coco. Her dog is adorable. How old is Chewy?
Chewy is Chewy is 10, and
Oh,
he definitely just hopped up in my lap.
like I don't
He
care what's
likes the
going on.
camera.
He's like, I'm
He
here,
likes the
mommy.
camera.
Yeah, dogs don't care. They
Yeah.
don't be caring. Coco back
Sorry.
here. I'm trying. No, I don't care. I got one sitting over here sleeping, knocked out.
Same.
um you get this rejection, and that's sad, and it was devastating, but there
Hmm.
is still this intestinal fortitude. Where do you get that from, where you're just like, all right, let me just put my head down and figure it out? Where does that come from? Because I
I
feel like when you have a God-given talent, no one can stop it. No one. Nothing.
I think the desire, yes, having the God given talent, but I think the desire is so big that even if you wanted to kind of swallow it, even if you wanted to bury it, there's just no way that you can. It just the love for it. I mean, because honestly, you got to be crazy to be in this business.
Yo.
Yeah, the build business is all about
Yo.
rejection. It's built on exclusivity. It's built on it's built with gatekeepers. It's built on keeping certain people out, and that's the way that this business is built. So you're a glutton for punishment, just
Yo.
wanting to
Yo.
be in Hollywood. So you have to have the love for what it is that you do, and honestly, it's just that hunger turns into a drive. Like, when you're ravenous and you really want something to eat, you're just like, I'm dropping everything right now so I can eat,
You
and I'm
just
not
gave
gonna
me a
stop until I
word.
get
You just gave me a word, because you got to
food.
be crazy. Like, to just show up every
Yeah.
day and be told no, or you're not better, or or whatever it is. Like, to still knock on doors that don't want you there. Like, you have to have some bit of insanity and self belief that no one else can
Hmm.
understand but just you. What would you
Yes, absolutely.
what would you call I made it moment, your defining moment? Even before, was it before
Oh,
Glee? Was it like, was there a moment where you're like, oh, I'm it. I'm here.
I don't think I've had a. I don't think that I've had an I made it moment. I'm still like, I'm still waiting for that moment, I
Oh,
guess.
that's
I don't think I've had
interesting.
that.
That's
But
interesting.
I have had moments where I was just like, how did I get here? Like,
What was that
I've
moment?
had those. I mean, standing next to President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama at the White
Hmm.
House,
Singing.
in the White House, singing
Hmm.
right next to them, and then being
Hmm.
asked to come back repeatedly,
Hmm.
meeting them and like having First Lady like email you or send you, hey Amber, thank you so like it's or when I see her, she like lights. It's weird. I know them. Like, we ain't friends, but I know
They
them.
know your
Like that
name.
that definitely
They
they
know
know my
your
name. They
name.
know who I am. They know I exist. But that was definitely a moment where I was just like, I've never been so scared in all of my I don't think I've ever been that scared ever, ever, ever,
Ah, I love that's your
ever.
moment. Not Glee, not not a movie, but knowing Barack and Michelle is the moment, right? None of that other stuff.
I promise you, like that was and then I met Oprah that same weekend. Like not even trying to be whatever, but I thought the plane was literally going to crash on the way home because I was like, there's nothing else that I can actually do. I
Mm-mm,
met the President of the
mm-mm,
United States
mm-mm,
and President Obama and
mm-mm.
Michelle Obama because Oprah's the president to me too.
This
So
conversation, this conversation is over. You met all my heroes in a weekend. This conversation is over. Done.
one weekend,
That's
in
crazy.
one weekend,
That's crazy.
it's insane.